So I'm Damien Gerard. I'm currently doctoral researcher at the University of Louvain in Belgium. I'm from Belgian origin, and I'm just back from a year in the US on a Fulbright-Schuman scholarship. Wonderful experience. I was in Boston for a year, which is a very enjoyable city, extremely well located, from where I discovered basically New England and a great part of the northeastern America, basically. The Fulbright-Schuman program, which I think does not exist since very long, is basically a cooperative venture between the European Commission and the US State Department. And so basically you are sort of selected by the European Union, and then you are invited by the US government to spend a year in the US, really to strengthen your academic, profile and to develop your I would say transatlantic links, connection, network, and it's been a wonderful experience. I think you really benefit from the support of the European Union, and then you are kind of hosted by the US State Department there, and that facilitates greatly the all the administrative, procedures to get there. It really facilitates your admission to the universities, etc., etc. And actually, if I can just add something on that, what's really amazing about being sponsored by the Fulbright or the Fulbright-Schuman program is that it really puts a smile on people's face when you say it. When you say, I'm there as a Fulbright grantee or as a Fulbright-Schuman scholar, people immediately exactly, their face brightens, and then they welcome you, and then you really feel hosted by people. It happened to me actually a number of times, and I had been in the US before under other status, other circumstances, and I can tell you it makes a great deal of difference. It really opens door. I mean, physically, but also in people's mind and in people's attitude, and it's just a great plus to be part of the program. I mean, I think for Belgian students, it may seem a bit daunting at first sight because when you apply both for scholarship but also for programs in the US, I mean, it's really about developing a project, putting together a project, presenting it, trying to package it in a way that makes it attractive. But I think it's really worth it, because if you really want to make the most out of your experience, you really need to have a strong project, beforehand. And if I had 3 tips to give to a Belgian, would-be Fulbright grantees or applicant, it would be, first, you should really trust yourself and do it. You shouldn't be afraid by the big names, the big universities, etc. I think from the feedback I got, I think Belgian students are extremely well rated in the US. They're considered as being serious, smart, open, students. So I think you should definitely go for it. Even if you're not top of your class, I mean, of course, you should be, confident that this would, match kind of your academic credential and everything. But just do it. The second thing I would say, really develop a project, and it hasn't been about something completely revolutionary, but work on it, work on the way you present it, on the way you package it, and make sure it's relevant to the topical issue, and really try to tailor it to the institution to which you want to apply. Because different institutions have different academic traditions, different research centers have different interest and focus, etc. I think it's really worth it trying to tailor it to the institution. And then the third advice I would have is, it's a huge investment. So you should really secure a good return on your investment. And so I would really, apply to the top 15 universities probably in your field, and then you pick from those 5 or 6 or whatever, depending whether you want to go there for a degree or just for research. But go for the best, go for the top, and you'll get there. You'll get there. What's wonderful about the US is the outdoors. The outdoors is, I mean, America is huge, it's big, but then you still have like those places where nature seem, to have been almost like untouched. It's really wild, And I think that's an experience that's something you want to experience. So travel around, get out of the cities, and really try to experience like the wild aspect of the U.S. And then also the U.S. is not like, it's not in fact one country. Yes, it is one nation, etc., but it's very diverse, and you should definitely try to experience different parts of the U.S., different mentalities and different landscapes and everything. So yeah, definitely, if people are there to study and to take a program, they should definitely also try to experience the U.S. What is the U.S. about? And I think the landscape, actually, the geography, plays a pretty important role also in even in U.S. policy, etc. I would tend to say that probably some aspects of U.S. policy which may seem a bit foreign to Europeans can be understood much better once you get a sense of how huge the U.S. is, the territories, the variety of and diversity of people and everything. I think that's an important part of the experience. And I would also say that for lawyers like me, for instance, I think if you really want to understand what the U.S. is about, you should definitely take a class that is about like U.S. constitutional law, or U.S. legal thought or tradition. I mean, because you're there also to try to understand what the country is about, and I think that's very helpful. Donc en gros, en 2 mots, qu'est-ce que c'est que le programme Fulbright-Schuman? Donc le programme Fulbright-Schuman vous permet d'être sélectionné par l'Union européenne pour bénéficier de tous les moyens nécessaires pour développer votre recherche dans un environnement académique absolument exceptionnel, à l'invitation donc du gouvernement américain.